Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is, and it is time for a top 50 singles of 2018, my favorite singles of the year. Yes, my top 50 singles of the year, now they're here. I love all the singles on this list. There's some singles that I loved that didn't make it onto the list because they just didn't make the cut. I preferred these tracks. Nothing against those songs. I whittled this list down from almost 100 tracks to start with, so let's sort of blaze through chunks of this list at the bottom, and then once we get more toward the middle and the top, I will explain my reasoning a little bit more. At number 50 and 49, we have Trippie Redd's "Topanga, Boom 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 Boom," and then Hozier's Nina Cried Power track from his latest EP, which is actually pretty great, very powerful, soulful song. At number 48 is John Hopkins' progressive EDM anthem, Emerald Rush. At number 47, it is Sheck Wes's Mo Bamba. That is a total banger, amazing track, very catchy, very in your face, very raw. And following that at the 46th spot is Eminem's Savage, Machine Gun Kelly diss on the song "KILLSHOT." At number 45, it is the ICEAGE track "Catch It." At number 44, it is the Andrew WK "Music Is Worth Living For" anthem celebratory track, just about how amazing and powerful music is. At number 43, it is one of Brockhampton's non-album singles prior to the release of Iridescence's 1998 "Truman." At number 42, it is Kurt Vile with "Loading Zones," and then at 41, it is Ariana Grande's "God Is a Woman." Horrible rendition of that, but please stick with me. At number 40, it is the Tricot single that got released earlier this year. If you are into some slick and sweet Japanese math rock, do give that track a try, and definitely be on the lookout for their new full-length album. At number 39, it is Julia Holter's "I Shall Love Too," a beautiful piece of spacey and psychedelic chamber pop. At 38, MGMT's "Me and Michael." At number 37, it is Screaming Females with "I'll Make You Sorry." At number 36, we have Julian Casablancas' The Voids with the song "Curious," and following that, the YBN Corday response to the J. Cole cut 1985. At number 34, it is Anderson .Paak with his amazing space age and cutting-edge trap banger "BUBBLIN." At 33, it is Kali Uchis with "After the Storm" featuring Bootsy Collins and Tyler the Creator. At number 32, it is Mark Ronson teaming up with Miley Cyrus for "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart," which is a pretty fantastic fusion of pop and country rock. At number 31, it is Pusha T with his savage diss and takedown of Drake with the Story of Adidan. At number 30, it is the sleek and sexy R&B smooth jam "Talk Is Cheap" from JMSN. His latest LP, Velvet, is quite enjoyable. Following that is Petite Noir's "Blame Fire," a South African artist that I've been keeping tabs on, who came out with a pretty decent EP this year, also featuring Danny Brown on that record, but "Blame Fire" is really kind of the standout cut from it for me. Obviously, the big teaser track from that record as well. At number 28, we have Caro Caro Bonito with the song "Make Believe," a nice little fancy-free little indie pop tune that's quite nice, quite pleasant. At number 27, we have 21 Pilots with the song "Jumpsuit," a hard-rocking track from the band with some of their edgiest and best production yet. And at number 26, we have Troye Sivan and CHARLI XCX teaming up for the nostalgia pop jam of 1999. Now at the halfway point of the list, we have number 25, Father John Misty with the song "Mr. Tillman," a fantastic personal and mental health portrait portrayed in song, which was definitely a major highlight on his latest full-length album. Really compelling tune, love Josh's vocals on the track, love the lush production, and love the dark but also very self-aware and kind of funny lyrics. At number 24, the band Superorganism delivers an anthem for the social media age with "Everybody Wants to Be Famous." The lyrics on this track are smart, the production is super quirky, and few tracks lyrically, I think, really describe prevailing cultural sentiments in 2018 more than this song does. At number 23, we have the Hard Rockin' and Hard Groovin' Corporation from Jack White's latest full-length LP, one of the many tracks off the record that just feels like a really groovy, in-the-moment jam with lots of interesting transitions and breaks. At number 22, we have J.I.D and J. Cole forming like Voltron for one of the most fast and fiery lyrical displays of the year on the song "Off DEEZ." The flows, the bars, the energy, everything about this track is just oh my god, ah. Most definitely proving that JID is going to be an artist to look out for the next few years. At number 21, we have US Girls with the amazing pop, rock, and hip-hop fusion of the song Pearly Gates. Even a little bit of a Nate Dogg influence on the hook here, I would say. Definitely the most standout teaser track from her new full-length album, in my opinion. And at number 20, we have Grimes bringing nu metal back on the song We Appreciate Power. Heavy metal guitars and some elements of art pop and dream pop and more all sort of converge onto this one insane song that lyrically dives pretty deeply into technological dystopia. At number 19, I have the emo rap anthem of the year, Juice WRLD's Lucid Dreams. I'm not sure if there's a better emo rap song that came out in 2018 or if there was a bigger sort of prevailing trap trend this year than emo rap. Like, it was so huge. I still see your shadows in my room. Ah! It is a friggin' jam. At number 18, I have the ghost song Rats. Ah, Rats. The metal band is back with an incredibly dramatic and really theatrical new single, which at first was a little off-putting, but I think I only grew to enjoy just how over-the-top and campy Ghost was on their newest full-length album, especially on this single. At number 17, we have Denzel Curry's excellent CLOUT COBAIN, a song that is not only fantastic just from a tune standpoint, a production standpoint, but I also love the message that Curry is trying to get across in the lyrics of this song, having to do with clout and getting attention and fame and desperation and how destructive, self-destructive all of that can be to internet age music stars. Huge respect to him for saying what he said in this song and just basically trying to make the point that he made. At number 16, I have Travis Scott's Sicko Mode. Excellent track, amazing multi-faced, psychedelic, surreal, mind-bending trap banger. Also featuring Drake and some amazing production front to back. Some of the most deep, lush, and psychedelic stuff I've heard out of a rap record in 2018. And at number 15, we have the boy George Clanton, basically bringing shoegaze back on this new cut over here with a new sound, production style, and aesthetic on the track Make It Forever, which again, not only love the collision of genres and styles coming together on this track, love the production, but also the tune is amazing too. The hook is so friggin', it's life-affirming. Make it forever! It really just throws it back to the 90s in the best way imaginable. Tasteful, forward-thinking, not just merely stuck in the past, but referencing it and updating it. At number 14, we have what is essentially the flamenco pop anthem of the year, and that is Rosalia's Malamente. While flamenco pop may not be an entirely new thing, Rosalia is someone who is really drawing a lot of eyes to it very suddenly across the world. And not only because the music video attached to songs like these is amazing, but also her just amazing songwriting and vocal talent, which I'm really looking forward to seeing develop further and further into the future, given just how great it was on her newest full-length album. At number 13, we have the very playful and flirty, sexy, and fun Best Hugs from the dude DRAM. Your girl gives the best hugs. Yeah, very few pop and R&B songs this year I found to be as fun as this track. I mean, DRAM is just straight up hilarious and charismatic on this track. The instrumental is this killer piece of smooth-ass synth funk that is amazing. It's just a really beautiful song with a beautiful sentiment, and I'm just looking forward to seeing DRAM continue to kill it into the future. Hopefully a more sizable full-length record comes through in 2019. At number 12, we have A Sign of Pure Rage. That is the new Rico Nasty single, Rage. There were a lot of artists out there that sort of tried to fuse trap and heavy metal guitars into like these raging bangers, and in my opinion, nobody really did it better than Rico Nasty, especially on this song. And it's unfortunate because when people are talking about this new prevailing trend, it's like her name doesn't really come up as often as it should, which is all the friggin' time. So going forward, please put some respect on Rico Nasty's name, for Christ's sakes. Thank you. At number 11, we have 1539 Calvert, an amazing single and opening track from the latest record of JPEGMAFIA, Veteran. The jittery, experimental, glitchy, futuristic, and cutting-edge production on this track is amazing. Peggy, vocally and lyrically, is incredibly funny, impressive, raw, and aggressive. This track is just one of numerous examples as to why Veteran was one of the best rap records of the year, period. Okay, and now we're here in the top 10. My top 10 favorite singles of 2018. Let's go, kicking it off on the 10th spot with Natalia Lafourcade. The song Danza de Gardenias, which is not only a great single, but also the opening track to her new full-length album that I reviewed earlier this year. An excellent collection of songs from across the Latin folk spectrum, each one more beautiful than the next, but this first track is not only beautiful and gorgeous and lush and enchanting, but the guitars are wonderful, the vocal harmonies are awesome, and it really just kind of loops me into the record right away and gives me like this beautiful shot of vocals and instrumentation and just everything I want out of Latin folk music ever. Please. I can't say enough nice things about this song, honestly. It's just gorgeous. Please. I don't know why I'm saying please, but we'll go to number 9 now. The very fun and cheeky and flirty and sexy song Boys from Lizzo, which is not only super groovy, excellently produced, awesome bass line, but Lizzo on top of this track is amazing. Her energy, her delivery, her charisma, it's just all off the charts. The vibe and the sentiment of this track is amazing, and it's really just a beautiful cherry on top of what is just a series of great grooves and just raw, just really sticky songwriting and vocals. Kind of takes me back to like the super early days of a very stripped down like LCD sound system singles or something like that, but it's got kind of a new soulful 2018 female empowered edge. At number 8, we have a very introspective, powerful, and emotional moment in the midst of one of my favorite albums of the year, Kids See Ghosts, and that is the song Reborn. Kid Cudi and Kanye essentially come together onto one of the sadder and darker tracks on the record that really sort of sees both artists in a point of severe vulnerability, hoping to sort of evolve or grow past whatever demons or issues or problems that they're suffering through in this moment in time. It is a very powerful song, very powerful sentiment. I love the beautiful production on this track. Kid Cudi's vocals are steadier and more on pitch than they typically are. Kanye's verse is pretty compelling too. Just all around really beautiful track. Also incredibly beautiful despite the very raw and punked out demeanor of this next track at number 7 is the Idol song Danny Nedelko. Very few tracks in the way this song did in 2018 head on addressed all of these issues that we're seeing in the West with the rise of xenophobia and hate, fear of the other. This track essentially trying to dispel a lot of that fear surrounding issues like immigration, with a strong message of friendship and unity and understanding. Of course, the wild guitars and loud production and really gargling, aggressive, and monstrous lead vocals that are featured on this track also do a lot to make the song interesting and really just in your face. It's quite possibly one of the most compassionate but also incredibly fiery and aggressive songs I think I heard this year. At number 6, we have the wildly funky and quirky post-punk anthem Wide Awake, the title track and a big single from the latest Parquet Courts album. Yeah, to me this song really sort of embodies the underlying message of a great deal of this new album in that Wide Awake is essentially kind of like the white indie rock version of being woke. You know, a lot of this record does sort of boil down to being aware of just the dire political straits that our society is in at the moment, and I feel like the song is almost kind of like a pick-me-up in the middle of that. Keep your brain and attention span going, I guess. I love the bass line on this track. I love the shouted vocals. I love the very weird herky-jerky guitar lines. I love all the percussion on this track. The whole thing sounds like I'm listening to a post-punk version of like a Mardi Gras parade or something. It's an excellent, exuberant track that has been one of my most repeated songs of 2018. At my number 5 spot is the dark and thunderous Death Grips track Black Paint, an amazing track that sees the band's sort of rock influences coming full circle into a track that feels like a fusion of just like AC/DC style arena rock, just combined with like the noise rock and industrial elements that have informed much of what the band has done up until this point. Just all around fantastic track. I love the change of pace the band brought on this one and just what they were able to accomplish with it. At number 4, we have the sleek and sexy and deeply Prince-inspired Make Me Feel by Janelle Monáe. It's just the way you make me feel. Easily, without question, my favorite pop single of the year. I love the multiple phases of this song, how the verse just feels so playful and silly and flirty and, you know, just kind of like a wink of the eye. And nudge of the elbow. And then that rush of synthetic heaviness on the pre-chorus, which is just so powerful and so immense. And then it goes right into that really sleek, like little rhythm guitar lick when the chorus pops in. The groove is so great. Janelle Monáe's vocals are so smart and playful and cool. Oh my God. It's just so sexy. It's just so fun. I can't get enough of it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. At number 3 here, we have a bit of an emotional change of pace, and that is the Daughters song Satan in the Wait, a track that feels like falling into a never-ending cavern of pain and suffering. Yeah, the noise rock band Daughters really did come back hard on their new full-length album, and this song was an amazing, dynamic, and multifaceted teaser track to lead up to the new full-length album that really starts very dark and despondent and stripped back and almost minimal, and eventually kind of grows into these just earth-shattering and bright, almost like deafening experimental guitars and noises, and like when the reverb really starts taking over the track and the song ends up sort of enveloping your brain, there's this overwhelming sense of dread that makes me feel like it's all over now. It's over. Yeah, the emotional sort of response I had to this track was really strong, and it is a powerfully dark song from a powerfully dark album that will probably be leaving a mark on me for a very long time. An even bigger, louder, stranger, and more industrial mark was maybe left by the song on my number 2 spot, and that is the Sophie track, Pony Boy. Yes, this is like post-industrial, experimental, glitch, club noise, super freaky, fetishy banger. That is easily one of the weirdest things I've heard this year, and I absolutely cannot get enough of it. I just feel like this song speaks to a very physical and visceral dark side of me, and I like having that spot itched. Thank you. There's not really anything I don't love about this track. I love the pummeling, punishing, destructive production and rhythms on this thing. I love the dark and layered vocals. I love how demanding the lyrics are. I like how stern the song feels. I love how overpowering the song feels. I love the rigid industrial groove. I like the quirky, weird, freaky, metallic samples and sounds that sort of are whizzing about the mix at various points. There's just a lot going on in this song. It is absolutely insane, and I just can't wait to hear Sophie drop more music in the future. And at number 1, my number 1 spot, number 1, numero uno, woo, 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 it's Childish Gambino. This is America. This is America. Yeah, I love this track. I absolutely love it to death. Even though a lot of people see the lyrics as being overly simple, I feel like Childish Gambino does really kind of get the message home with the gunshots, the nods to police brutality and mass shootings and so on and so forth. The beat on this track is insane. It's next level. It's overpowering, whether you're talking about the thunderous African drums that play throughout a lot of the track, or the really heavy bass, the siren-like synths that sort of whee at various parts of the song, some of the acoustic breakdowns on the track, some of the soulful bits on the song. For a track that in a lot of ways is pretty basic and straightforward, it does have a lot of parts, it does feature a lot of segments, and it does work in layers. I love how much Donald Glover is able to get across in this song without overstating his point. Just an absolutely tremendous song, an artistic statement that most definitely has me looking forward to seeing what Glover is going to be doing with his new full-length album in the future. And yeah, that's my list. Most definitely favorite single of the year, and there we go. Transition, yeah, that's my list. What's your list? Throw your list down in the description box. I'm sorry if some song that you wanted on here wasn't on here. Again, I did consider a lot of songs to be on this list, but they just didn't end up making the cut. Could only do 50, like usual. And over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, singles, best of 2018 forever.